because I was saying when you don't educate a girl, it means you are seeing that the community will not develop very well. I have that dream, and it's like cannot be imagination. It is like a belief. I wanted to live in a world where no child goes uncared for, unprotected, uneducated. I see every child at school, every child is smiling in the family, every child is protected from different kind of abuse and violence, and you see every child is smiling, coming warmly to hug everyone. If there is someone who would want to build an impact, to invest in education of young kids, who would want to see kids supported are also impacting their community, please visit Eric Chat Initiative. From the time we said, we are not going to stop. Now we are going to keep going.
Hello, beautiful SANUSPLANET community. It's amazing that you're here today. It's so beautiful. I'm always really honored that you're listening to this podcast, and makes me very happy because this podcast is here to help you understand who the beautiful NGOs are, the nonprofit organizations are that we support with SANUSPLANET. So in the end, if you are part of SANUSPLANET, then you are part of this project too, because you help us helping them. That's why I make this podcast. I want to share beautiful stories and also sometimes heartbreaking stories, but stories that move from the organizations that we support. And this is to give you transparency, to show you there is so much good in the world, so many people doing something, moving something, acting for a better world. And that's why we help. We love this world, and I hope we love you. I hope you love the project and this world as much as we do. And today I want to welcome my new guest for this podcast, Jean Baptiste Ukurikiyimana. And I'm so happy that you're here, Jean Baptiste. Thank you so much, from Rwanda. So everybody who's listening here today, Jean Baptiste is from Rwanda. He has a beautiful NGO. He's the founder and the representative of the organization Help a Child Initiative. In short, it's written HCI, Help a Child Initiative. And this organization is in the current voting on the SANUS app. So that's why it's a perfect time to share this podcast with you. First of all, welcome, Jean Baptiste. It's amazing that you're here. Thank you for your time. Awesome to see you.
Thank you very much, Maggy, for this kind of conversation we are going to have. First of all, I thank you, Sunny Planet, for this initiative, because since I met Sunny Planet, I really wanted to thank you very much and see that I may have met a right partner for organization. I can start by introducing myself. I'm Jean Baptiste Ukurikiyimana, as you said. I lead Help a Child Initiative in Rwanda. In short, it's called the HCR. It's a local lead non-governmental organization, accredited in Rwanda, registered in Rwanda, because our work really is heart touching, because it is a child-focused organization. In short, Help a Child Initiative is a non-governmental organization established in Rwanda with a mission to provide children with care, protection, education, especially children who are vulnerable. At the beginning, it comes from our hearts. We're not other people, we're people born and raised in Rwanda, grown in Rwanda. We know the reality of life in Rwanda, and especially some of us have been raised in poverty. But with education, you have seen how education transforms life. This is why we have found this organization. So, Heritage Child Initiative at the start, it started when the government of Rwanda introduced a program of taking children from orphanages or institutional cares to families, because they have seen if a child is really raised in institutional care, eh, sometimes there is something missing that has raised a concern that kids should have a family, to have a love, to have education, family education, so that they don't get like at a distance from families. Because if a child is there without families, without a relationship with members, family members, sometimes it is heart touching. So from that time, we have had the time to sit together to see how can we rescue such kids, how can we promote the alternative care for such children. We started by campaigning for find families that would have heart to receive such kids.
Mm.
And we at the beginning we knew that it was difficult, but it was possible because we also have that heart.
Mhm.
Finally, we went to churches to introduce a project that we want families, kind-hearted families who can receive kids from orphanages. Fortunately, we have seen some parents start asking if we have such kids and education now is difficult. How will you manage to educate them? You say, this is a kind-hearted duty. It is not a promise that if we take a kids, you will have something, you should have from your heart. And as you raise your child, as you bring up your child, it is the same as you will bring that kids. And when you give, when you give love that you have, God also make a way so that you can't miss something with them.
Mm.
In such a way we have started. And then 1 year after, we have registered the 150 families ready,
Mhm.
capable to accommodate such children.
That's
And
amazing. That's amazing. 100 from 0 to 150. Jean Baptiste, let me go back a little bit first before we talk about everything in the NGO, what you do. Can you tell us a little bit also what was the drive for you personally to start this initiative? Have you been going through something? Did you see something special, or what was the moment where you had the feeling of I want to do something, I want to act, I want to help the children? What was that drive?
oh, thank you very much. One, we have we have been in a country where even orphanages started from 1994. I mean, it was the time when genocide against the Tutsi happened in Rwanda. Well, I was like young of 16 years. I have seen how people were persecuted, how kids becomes orphaned then, and I have seen as I starting growing up. And in addition to that, I have been I have been at the school starting teaching.
Mhm,
I have been a teacher
mhm,
with a passion of seeing how kids, the psychology of kids, how kids, what the kids want, so that they can grow up well. Combining that these two phenomena or event I have gone through, I say I have to approach so that we can support such kids. Uh, from that time, with such experience lived in, I said, no, I can't say, even if I'm still young, but I can't say that I have to let these kids alone. And from that time, it is where I sit with my colleague, we sit together, we say, how can we contribute so that we can rescue such kids that you are seeing are not living with their family because of the consequences of such a tragedy that happened in Rwanda genocide against the Tutsi. And second, how again can we do if they don't have support from another person? How we can support them? Because here in Rwanda also there is another good like values that every parent should be committed to bring a kids without parents. It is also a positive values here in Rwanda. Because I have seen even in my family, we brought kids from poor families. They come in our family. They feed, they feed them. They give them food. They give them even if starting was like free of charge, but they take them to school, and we grown up with such kids as if we were brothers and sisters. From that, this is what motivated us to set up this organization to interest other families so that they can take kids from orphanage to make their own kids to live together in the families. And it started in such a way. This is the driving force that has like pushed us to start up this initiative.
Amazing, amazing. And as you said, within 1 year, you had 150 kids. You helped 150 kids. And now I have read that your vision for 2030 is to have help 1,250 kids. I mean, it's quite a lot, and that's amazing. And I love that, to have a big vision. It's beautiful. Um, how has your vision evolved? I mean, how do you think you can get there to help 1,250 kids? Do you have a lot of support? Do you have a lot of people helping and supporting the project, and they love what you do, and they say, I am in, I help a kid, I am part of this project, so that you can really realize this number of 1,250 kids by 2030?
Thank you very much. I have seen it possible because even at that time we started using our salary because since we started that project, I told you that I was a teacher. A teacher that does not get paid very well, But I tried to use part of a portion of my salary so that I can support. And I have seen with our commitment and the salary that you have started with, and you have, I didn't even tell you a number that we collaborated with National Commission for Children. Currently, it is called the NCDA. NCD means National Child Development Agency. We have collaborated. When we don't have support, we said, because we are working to achieve our goal, to help us as a national child development agent, we're going to support. Do you have families to train so that they can accommodate such kids? We say yes. We also meet the organization called the Hope and Homes for Children. It is also an organization that is international, working to remove institutional care worldwide. It started from I think British. When they heard about our initiative, they started saying, okay, we are not going to give you funding direct, but you can support in terms of training for families, transport of parents to come to training centers, and to take kids from orphanage to the families where they live. This is how we started it with that I kind of support, and you have seen things were. In addition to that, our community also has had has take time, and when they saw that we are doing a great job, churches they say, we are going to fundraise for you. But the money we are going to fundraise will not be given directly to organization. It will be given to the family who will receive the kids.
Mhm.
And you have seen, okay, this is also an achievement because what we would want was not to have money, enough money to use. What we wanted it is to see kids and having families because of support from different partners who are together in our community. This is one. From that time, I have seen in one district of operation well, the, at the end of financial year, they find among the partners they had, they say, which organization did great without support. They have selected the Heritage Child Initiative. We have been awarded as an organization made of committed people without funding, but with a great achievement.
Mhm.
And that district was the first in the country to have parents willing to accommodate such kids. And you have said, our achievement is okay. Now when it comes to sticking to funding, nowadays funding can come depending on what you are doing and how you are transparent. We have seen recently When you interest someone with heart, that you are helping kids with education. I can give you an example. We have addressed our organization to Path to Success International School. It is an international school located here in Rwanda, working on Cambridge program. It is made of Indian person, the co-founder of that school. Arrived there, we went there, we tell him about our project and how we are helping students in our community. While them, they help like those from privileged families, from rich families. But we were helping those from poor families or without families. They listened to us and finally they said, okay, we can find a way to give you school fees and materials. Even if we can't give like for many students, but you can take in charge of 30. We have a promise with them that they will help 30 students that we will bring because with what? With school materials and somehow school fees, and this partnership will keep on. Means we have already started kids partnering in partnership with Path to Success every year. We know that these kids will have materials and school fees. And we don't among the numbers that I have mentioned, that 150 each year already started got pattern. We still
Yeah,
have 120. And
amazing.
this 120, I don't know with those who are going to hear from our partnership with Sunny Planet. We can also say we can find a way to support it well. And at the beginning of this year, academic year starting in September, we know that at least 150 we have partners who can provide us school materials. We don't want like too much to like funding, like we don't want it too much so that we can support them. We want people who can understand and help us with their means, giving a little they have,
Mhm.
and among the fixed the targeted children we have to support can get one, two, 10, 20, until we know that every year we support 150, like I
Mm.
said, or in such a way. And this is how we're working on. We're not targeting a big fund. We're not targeting to be like a big only organization. No, we want those who are willing to give a little they have, so that we know that the targeted number we have can be at school every year for 5 years.
This is
This is how we
amazing.
want it.
This is really beautiful, Jean Baptiste,
Yeah.
because I can feel from your deep in your heart, you don't, like you say, you don't want to just raise funds and have a lot of money for your organization. It's not about that. It's about something completely different. And that's what I really love. That's really beautiful because, like that, you can help many, many more children because you give another opportunity to help as well. And I love it. It's really, really cool. When you think about the kids that you helped already so far, is there a story of one child that you want to share with us, like that stayed with you, where you really felt like, this moment when you see you achieve your goals, you achieve something, you can help someone. There is sometimes a beautiful reward coming back, and you see this is what we have achieved. Is there a story of one child you want to share, like the movement of this child or something, what it helped this child to do or where to go?
Okay, thank you very much. It's also a good question because sometimes when it comes to knowing us very well, you should learn about our story like it started as you said. At the start, I told you that it comes from the situation we lived in. One, the country has had many orphans. Orphanages were like 50 in the whole country. Even it reached at the level where parents, when they see that they are poor or they have many kids, they wanted to take kids to the orphanage, knowing that at the orphanage it is where they can be living very well in terms of food or things like that and education. Why they don't know the value? of the family to the child growth and well-being. Finally, it started how? I told you it started with sometimes it was a movement from people who were young at that time, and that movement started doing how are we going to contribute to our country, which had a tragic history and tragic history, so that at least we don't see the future of our country, which are children, will not live in poverty in the situation that pretend that pretends the life. Instead, no, it's better to start strengthening the families, and we know there are families with capacity, with everything. They don't have kids. They are what can you do so that you can address to these families so that they can help at least if capable families get one kids, we can see number of children who are often reduced. And then this is how we started. We started in one sector, addressing ourselves to churches, so that we can find the really foster parent who are loving. It was in the district. And the people sometimes when it comes to telling what they were doing, they said, how is it possible that you can give me a child? In the case I will become poor, this child will live how? Said, if you don't understand yet, you can live. By approaching churches, by approaching local leaders, they said, okay, try your best to see. And you have seen people have heart. And in 1 year, this is how we have seen that we will achieve. In 1 year, we have identified 150 families, and in one district. When in that district, they saw that we were going to train them with National Commission for Children. It is a government organ in charge of children. They said, ah, that project may work, but they started saying, but again, we're going to see if that the kids raised in a family will stay in a family longer, because some kids from orphanage have bad behaviors, but they don't know. We have also to accompany our strategy with parenting skills and the motivation of kids, so that to know that how to live better peacefully with the families. And we did it. What has was the first achievement. It is the first day we celebrated uniting kids with families. It was like at the district level, where may have the district partners of district, other NGOs were there, saying, "Oh, what an amazing achievement!" From that time, even every parent who received the kids got another partner to support in terms of school fees, to support in terms of income generating activities, so that a parent also have been happy to see that what they targeted to have like kids also has in it a reward, not from a representative initiative, but from other partners.
Mhm.
And from the time we have extended, this was the first achievement. And from that achievement, it was in 2016. Yes, it was in 2016. Even you have seen our organization passing it through across the television, Rwanda television, newspapers, saying, we have seen an organization that is tough.
Mhm.
Really, they are doing great things, amazing things. And we have, I have even in the document I've shared, I have put like a journal where Heritage Journalism Initiative was started as an organization that is saving dignity of the young generation. That was the first achievement, and from the time, either international organization, either national organization started seeing me, a good representative for Heritage Journalism as someone who is tough, so that we can sit together to share my experience. From
Mm.
the time we said, no, we are not going to stop. Now we are going to keep going. And then the second achievement you have made, they were in a district called Rwanda. They were two kids abandoned on the public places. You are little. It means they were. Imagine a young girls
Mhm.
have had pregnant, and finally he ended up by abandoning a kids at the birth, abandoning kids at the public place, and went unknown. Finally, they said, we have had two cases of kids that you are seeing at the public places. They were taken to the hospital, but the problem, the government of Rwanda has taken a decision of not really bringing kids in the orphanages, and we don't have where to put these kids. They said, but you have heard that there is an organization that is working on that issue of giving kids to the families. Finally, they called the Heritage Initiative in my name because they have my number.
Mm.
Mr. Jean Baptiste, yes, you said that you have had to receive like 1 day kids. So he's there at the hospital. Is it possible that you can find a family for that kids? I said, yeah, we have a great number of parents. Let me talking to them. Maybe in 1 day, I will give you answer to see which one fits with the kids. Finally, among the list that you had, we should register. This parent should have a kids of this age, depending on how the size of the family is. If you maybe there, even those who were registered without kids, they wanted the kids to raise up because they don't have kids in their home. I said, okay, we have like 80 families. Let choose among those without kids to see if they can afford to accommodate these kids. Finally, why are you calling? One said, oh, this is what at least God has promised me. He should be mine. I said, I called another one. Oh, this may be the kids I waited for. Because if I didn't have a chance to have my kids from my brother, I have to raise up to bring up these kids. It's okay. And then we before we give a kid to the family, we do assessment of the family to see how behavior of the family, how they can, if they can accommodate the kids with behaviors. There is a assessment that we do to see if the parent is really a parent for the little kid.
Mm.
Finally, they called me again. Did you find the families? Yes, we found the families. They were two kids of 1 day. But their moms already have burned them at the public places, and they went without knowing where they are they went. Finally, I have seen the district coming with their car, and they come at the Help a Child Initiative organization headquarters. They say, please help us because these kids will not stay there at the hospital. They have to have a family. And you have seen you are doing a great job. So can we? We went to the family. We picked them in the car of the district. Arrived at the hospital. We got the kids. Supported them. When it comes to supporting kids, we should have like materials necessary for accommodating for giving to the kids because there is somehow a parent did not yet prepared to buy everything needed for little kids.
Mm.
Okay, we buy them for some materials, some clothes, the necessary materials, as a parent. And finally, the kids went home with the mom. We went home. We celebrated with like I have seen medias were there, everything was there. What organization is this? This is what they said. What organization is this? How is it possible that they can have that heart to 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 like to match kids with parents? How do they sensitize the parent to receive these kids? Media were there, district officials were there, people were there, and finally we invited even the National Commission of Children because we could not give the kids without informing them because we should work in partnership. See how many did we give to the families so that we comply with national policy and program.
Hmm.
Arrived there, I have seen also another achievement. And wow, this is finally 2 months later, the the National Commission for Children has planned the budget to support a parent who are struggling with such kids. I have seen, we went there, I have seen with a amount of it was 500,000 each family given by given by National Commission for Children. I would say, wow, this is also the support that we wanted. Until now, I'm telling you, kids have grown up, they are at school, but we don't stop going there to see them because we should have the time to see them because even there are those who the community started saying this is the children of Jean Baptiste and the Heritage Initiative. They
Mm.
started giving us that name that kids are ours as if we gave them birth, but because we have rescued their life uh, with that the positive families that we appreciate too much.
Mm.
This is the second achievement.
Nice, nice, nice.
The third one.
Um, I mean, because I'm concentrating a little bit to understand everything because the sound, maybe everyone who is listening, the sound is not so great. So it's a bit, it needs a bit of concentration to hear everything and to understand everything. Just for you, maybe, but for everyone, I will try to make the sound afterwards a little bit better. But thank you so much for sharing this all because it shows that you achieve something and it makes a difference in the lives of so many kids. That's amazing. Thank you so much. What are the biggest, let's say, the biggest barriers to keeping vulnerable children, especially girls and then teen mothers as well, in the school? So what's the biggest barriers that you face to help the girls and young pregnant girls, because that's what you mentioned as well before. That's a hard one, right? I mean, there's a lot of abuse as well happening everywhere worldwide. A lot of children, girls especially, cannot attend school because of early motherhood. Do you face a lot of problems with that topic? Is it harder to help the girls?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, even in these activities of securing the humanity, obstacles and the problem we cannot miss, especially challenge, the biggest challenge we're facing nowadays. You see, even the families are struggling to because school fees are getting higher. For even some parents is seeing that there is like a competition in education of kids. There are kids who are attending public school. I started by that. Who are attending public are considered like poor kids from like rich families, able families. They take them to the private schools. Private schools are much more expensive,
Mhm.
and we really have a a challenge of saying, imagine if you can give a kids to a family while they have two kids. Their kids are already in a private school where they pay like 100,000 each term. And in case you give, yeah, in case they even wanted to receive the kids, one, they started thinking about the money of school fees. And they can say, look, I can accommodate him, but don't ask me to take the kids in the public private school because it should be a load,
Mm.
like a burden to me.
Mhm.
So imagine if you see a kid is in a family and the kids of that family are in a private school where they are well educated, they are receiving quality education, and the kids who are giving that family is in a private in a public school where we see quality is somehow critical. This also is a challenge because if you have education so that they can attend the level where the kids of the family are. This is the first challenge. Second, nowadays we have teen mothers like teens. teens from poor families, they struggle looking for studying hard. It is where even you can see they are there at school, but they don't run as we wanted them to run. Finally, they end up by investing themselves in sexual intercourse, and which also can cause a problem of giving birth. Imagine he's still young, wanted to give birth. No, he gave birth because he, I don't know what the men or boys are giving them, like simple things, survival things that they can give to the kids, so that finally they not by get the daughter get pregnant unknowingly. Finally, imagine that situation. The kids, a, a, a girl, give pregnancy from poor families. There is also another kids already born from incapable family. So if it comes to supporting, we would choose to support the mother because they didn't yet finish school. But also there is another kids who should get cared for, protected, educated at the early age. It becomes also a problem.
Mm.
What we do now, what we do now, we are making campaign in schools, campaign in schools to tell it like it is like a comprehensive sexuality education that we give like topic on how to use their bodies, on not using the abusive that about the abuse and things that so that you can see when, at least they can change mindset so that they don't invest in giving birth at their age. One, but also a challenge that is there. Even if you can campaign, this situation of teen mothers already public concern. Because of it, what we would need, really we would need to have like funding so that you can reach at the area where the situation is mostly important.
Mm.
You can see in a town is not yet important, but in rural areas and from Kigali where we are to like 200 kilometers long in rural areas, transport is still a problem. That is one to reach out there. Even if you can reach there, it is hard. Sometimes this is hard. This is why sometimes I can say that we we if it was possible, we should have like a funding to be able to reach the place where the situation is hard, so that you can see our impact also is reaching far from where we are.
Mm.
This is
Yeah.
it is really a
But
challenge.
if you, I mean, if you would imagine now, you could secure unlimited funding. Let's say like that. You have the money that you need. What would be what would you prioritize if you don't, and why would you prioritize that? If the money wouldn't be a problem and you have enough, what is the priority and why?
Yes, one, it's identifying the kids in need of support, especially younger girls. Because I've seen when you don't educate a girl, it means you are seeing that the community will not develop very well.
Mm.
It means educated girl is the one who can give birth at the age, the convenient age, can keep pursuing education, he can pursuing her dreams. Uh, if it comes to giving us money, we can start by identifying girls who are in this vulnerable situation. We give them education and encouragement because we have seen majority of problems that we are facing here are from girls who are not cared for very well. From poor families, there are some who are at the public places. There are those who are already in nano-paying jobs or little pay in household of rich people. They don't. No one is seeing them that they are working for like few or for little. That would not help them. Those who and out of school, the girls who are out of school really are touching our hearts because they see if there is no measure to dissuade them from that situation. We see that our community will not develop well, and the still problem will keep to rise in terms of giving birth in teenage month, and even if families. We're not having a prosper community because of not educating such little girls. This is the priority that we should be. Even among there is also other kids that I will be, if I have much funding, I will take care of them. Kids with disability.
Mhm.
We have kids with disability. Parents don't care if they can run, but I have seen really disability does not mean that the kid is completely unable.
Mm.
In case you can find a way, a room where a disabled kids has, he can be also able to do something
Mm.
in as a adult.
Mm.
But because of schools that can have a specialty of educating such kids are still few. Even some parents don't know where these schools are. But you have seen disability does not mean a person is completely unable. No. If a kid with disability, even young girls from poor families with vulnerability, if they got support, they can be people that even bigger than even us. This is what they have raised because they have mind, they have rooms that we can develop so that we can be able to exploit that the area they have, the area of improvement that they have, and we see them also doing a great impact in our community. This is in the really, if it comes to having in mind, this is what we can do to for these people because I'm not seeing it very well how I'm supporting I'm supporting children with disability. I'm not seeing it very well how these kids, girls especially from poor families, are are becoming also poor because of not having enough support and the sufficient support. This
Mm.
is what I could do. And
Mm.
among the numbers that I have fixed, the 125 years, you
Mm.
can see like 9 or 800 should be girls and children with disabilities.
Yeah, I'm very
Yes.
thankful. I'm very thankful that you're thinking so inclusive as well. That's amazing for everyone who does not have the same possibilities. Like you say, everyone is worth supporting, and everyone should have the same rights to go to school, to get education, and to have a good life. And that's what you are promoting, and that's what you're doing and acting for with your NGO. So thank you so much for that. I think we are going to the end of the podcast. Is there something that I did not ask you that is very important for you to share with our community, with the Sanus Planet community? Because you are in the voting tool right now, as this podcast is online. Your NGO is seen in the voting. Is there something you would like to share that I did not ask you? I have a last question at the end, but just to be sure that you have been able to cover everything that is important to you.
Okay. Really, Eric initiative. I can I can say Heritage Initiative is not an organization we like others. We're not working for profit. We are is an organization made of kind-hearted people.
Mhm.
If there is someone who would want to build an impact, someone with heart to invest in education of young kids, who would wanted to see kids supported are also impacting their community. Please visit Heritage Initiative. This is what we have built in our community, and we are very established and we are proud of it. Even if the government knows us because of our charity actions. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is amazing. And I can feel your heart. And I think that everybody who watched the podcast can see your smile. And we can feel what you are really on fire for and that you really do that from deep in your heart. Thank you so much for your work. My last question for today is, if you imagine the world as you wish it to be, like this most beautiful world that you can imagine. Your world, how you see the world when it is on its best, with all the people doing the most amazing things, with everything safe. How would that world look like to you? Can you describe this perfect, beautiful world from you that you have in your mind?
Uh, Thank you very much for this question. Really, I have that dream, and it's like it cannot be imagination. It is like a belief. This is what I believe. I wanted to live in a world where no child goes uncared for, unprotected, uneducated. I see every child at school. Every child is smiling in the family. Every child is protected from different kind of abuse and violence that I feel. And you see every child, in the case you see a child is smiling, coming warmly to hug everyone, as if there is no violence, no child neglect, no child out of school. This is the only thing I can see. Like,
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Every child having a good life, that's your perfect world, and that looks very good. I can really imagine it. And let's do what we can also with SANUSPLANET, with the whole community, to support this initiative, to support Help a Child initiative in Rwanda. Thanks everybody for listening. So now you know the next NGO that we are also allowed to support. Now you know one more person that created such a beautiful project and that we are supporting by using the Sanus app. So I encourage everyone, invite your friends to the Sanus app, tell them about this project, let them know that they profit while they can help as well. Automatically, this is how we can really create a better world altogether. And thank you so much, everybody, for listening. See you next time with the next podcast in 2 weeks. Thank you so much, Jean Baptiste, for your time, for sharing everything with us. And I wish you lots of luck with the voting so that you receive a lot of votes and that we can help you the best way ever. And let's see where our cooperation brings us. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
you're welcome. You're welcome at the Sunny Planet, Maggy, because I have seen maybe since you have started always with a good heart, you meet the right people. I'm thinking that I met right organization, made of right people, kind-hearted people, and I see with you also you can achieve another important uh, step
Yeah,
towards saving our. Thank you very
nice.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jean Baptiste. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Bye. Until next time.